Hello and welcome back to the Leinster Listen. I'm your host Mick Lannan and this is episode 16, the preview of Leinster versus Bayonne in the final round of the pool stages in the European Champions Cup. The topics we'll discuss today are the European Champions Cup game predictions, some of the other provinces' matches predictions, details of our match, team lineups, score and man of the match prediction, and then our discussion point on rumoured and confirmed signings in and out of Leinster. Alright, so European Champions Cup games this weekend. It is the final round of the pool stages, so big, I think it's round 4 for us, so massive for us. We're top of pool 3 currently, if you haven't been keeping up with it. The games coming up here are Leinster versus Bayonne. Obviously, I have to say Leinster are going to win that one. It wouldn't be a biased podcast otherwise. Bayonne actually been 2 places shy of La Rochelle in the top 14, even though they have more wins, so riddle me that. Then we have Stormers versus Leicester. I do think Stormers with the home advantage there, they should win that. We have La Rochelle versus Harlequins. La Rochelle, since they're so good at breaking defences, we'd have to say that La Rochelle will win that. And also Harlequins are a bit iffy. They're a bit wet, hot and wet, and you don't know what's going to happen with them. On to the other provinces. So that kind of marked us for Pool 3 there. But the other provinces playing, we have Munster versus Castres, and I do think Munster should win that. They do have a much stronger team, and Castres not being fantastically in that top 14 table. We have Ulster versus Stade Francais in the Challenge Cup. I do think Stade Francais are going to win that. They are third currently in the top 14 table, and they're very strong. So look, hopefully Ulster do nip that in the bud, but look, it'll be a tough match. Finally, then we have Connacht versus Montauban. And come on, realistically, Connacht should win that unless they do what they do best and bottle it again. But look, rooting for Connacht there. The details of our game. So the kickoff is at 3:15. Such a strange time. Exactly 3:15. Saturday the 17th. So tomorrow, the 17th. The weather is looking mild but wet. If you're over there, bring your rain jackets and your umbrellas. It's 10 degrees with a good chance of rain. So hopefully it doesn't rain too hard on the lads over there. It is in Stade Jean Degueur. I'm definitely butchered that naming, but the referee there is Luke Pearce, and Pearce isn't the worst in fairness to him. He was pretty decent against us the last day. Against us, Jeremy. already putting a prediction on the referee there. No, he's a good referee, so hopefully he's fair. That's all we can ask for. Where you can watch it, I suppose, in Stade Jean Degueur, and then also on Premier Sports, since they are the core owner of that broadcast. Okay, Leinster lineup. We have a very good, strong pack team coming up this week. 15, Jimmy O'Brien back from injury. Fantastic to see that. 14, then we have Tommy O'Brien. So the Super O'Brien brothers coming in there. It's fantastic to see. 13, Gary Ringrose. Delighted to see Gary back. And I think that's brilliant. It's great to see him on that team sheet. Number 12, we have Robbie Henshaw. Number 11, JJ Kenny. Again, top try scorer for Leinster currently this season, so fantastic. In at 10, then we have Harry Byrne, who obviously has proven himself with that final kick against La Rochelle last week, and in fairness to him, he definitely deserves it. Number 9 there for our scrum half, we have Jamison Gibson Park. Moving into the forwards there, number 1 is Jack Boyle. 2, Ronan Kelleher. 3, and great to see him back, Ty Furlong. 4, Ardie Savea back from his holidays. I didn't think he was too injured. Don't hurt me, Ardie. Number 5, we have James Ryan. Number 6, Max Deegan. Number 7, Josh van der Fleer. And then our captain, number 8, Caelan Doris. In the replacements there, we have number 16, Dan Sheehan. 17, Jerry Carr. 18, Thomas Clarkson. 19, Big Joe McCarthy. Number 20, Scott Penny. 21, Luke McGrath. 22, Sam Prendergast. And last but not least, number 23, Raiko Wane. Straight over into the Bayonne lineup there, we have in the backs, 15, Chaik Tybergin. Sorry, again, I'm going to butcher these French names. You think they just have easier names for me. 14, Tom Spring. 13, Sorelli Makala. 12, Manu Talagi. 11, Johan Arabe. 10, Joris Segons. 9, Herschel Janchis. Into the forwards then, we have 1, Ignacio David Calles. Number 2, Lucas Martin. 3, Junior Taggy. 4, Ewan Johnson. 5, Lucas Paulos. 6, Alexandra Fisher. 7, and their captain Arthur Ituria. 8, Nika Lamidze. And into the replacements, 16, Facunda Bush. 17, Emosi Tumania. 18, Emerick Setiano. 19, Alberto Garcia Landolino. 20, Baptiste Heguay. 21, Manix Arcieta. 22, Guillaume Martuk, and finally 23, Victor Hanoun. Okay, so bench splits there. Leinster opting for a 5-3 split. I think it's been what we've been doing for the last while. I think we've seen 6-2 splits there early on in the season, but we're sticking with those 5-3 splits, and it seems to be working for us. Bayonne are actually opting for a 4-4 split, and I haven't seen that in a long time. Unless I'm mistaken, I've looked in those players incorrectly, but from what I can see there, it's a 4-4 split. Who to watch there? I suppose Leinster, Gary Ringrose, looks great to have him back. I think we need him going forward. He's especially in Europe, he's an integral player for us. Like not only for his skill, but like the tenure he has and his ability to make decisions. Look, he's a must-have for us. JJ Kenny, for obvious reasons, don't need to go into too much detail there. He is our try scorer, and he's a very fast and powerful player, so fair play to him. And then Max Deegan starting. I mean, I'm a big fan of Max Deegan. He nearly has 150 caps there. He was integral to us last year during the Six Nations and the resting periods thereafter, and he's a very high impact player. So look, definitely looking to see him. I think he'll be a great player for that, and he might even bag himself a try or two. Moving over there to Bayonne, we have Manu Tulagi, an English international. Everyone knows him. I think he has about 40 caps for England. A very strong player. He's known for his big carries. He's super fast. He's a proper centre. So look, he's obviously going to be one of their key players there. Their kicker, Joris Segons, he is actually the top point scorer in the top 14 currently. He's 164 points under his belt. So that is that's nothing. That's not nothing, should I say. Just to kind of put that into perspective there, Ramos is actually 7th with 98 points. So you can see there that huge gap there. So Joris is definitely a very accurate kicker and something we have to watch out for. And then finally, Facundo Bosch. So if you don't know who that is, he's the Argentinian national team hooker. He's a massive player, and he's also a massive player to have on the bench. So I'd say there, when they're going to bring on that 4 forward pack there, you can imagine that'll be huge for him to come on. Going into the previous games there, we actually have none. We have never played Bayonne ever before, and that is actually crazy for me. Maybe I'm wrong there. Please correct me if I am, but I could not find a previous match between the two of us. So New ground. Who knows what could happen? But let's go into what could happen with my prediction. Look, I mean, Bayonne are currently last in our pool table. Leicester put them away fairly neatly there. The bookies have us at 10 to 11 on with a minus 15 points handicap. I think that's kind of says a lot there. Look, anyway, after all the negativity from the media there last week, after winning and continuing our winning streak, we do obviously need to do a show of force in the defence. And I think the lads know that. And look, I'm going to go a bit mad here and say I don't think we're going to let them score at all. So I'm going to go with, in terms of tries there, maybe they'll get a penalty or something. But I'm going to go with a clean sheet, 0-21 to Leinster. If I have to give a man the match prediction there, I will say Jimmy O'Brien. Okay, discussion points. So rumours and actual signings in and out of Leinster. So unless you've been living under a rock for the last week, you might have seen that very big rumour of Ardie Savea coming to Leinster. And look, I would be the first person to want to see that happen. That would be amazing. Like, I think we're talking to a few people there before about, potentially signing Raiko Ioane, and I was like, oh my God, how would we ever get that going? Or even like Barrett there, no one thought that was a possibility. But obviously these lads are going back to New Zealand and they're telling all their friends, geez, it's some crack to go play for Leinster. But look, Ardie Savea, that would just be unreal. And look, I wouldn't have believed it, but then the All Blacks went and sacked Razor. Is Scott Robertson there, the coach? Like, after that, I might be inclined to believe it, because I did not see that happening on the timeline. Sacking their manager 2.5 years out from a Rugby World Cup is mental. And it was actually a player revolt, so it wasn't even just the upper management deciding, no, he's not good enough, we need to get rid of him. And look, they had a very bad time in the autumn internationals. Obviously that was a hugely poor performance by them, but yeah, he's gone. So look, that might spell a bit of trouble in the camp there for the players. Maybe they're thinking, no, well, let's just look further afield for a season or two. And look, I wouldn't say no to Ardie Savea. Other signings there that have happened, you might have seen Will Connors has been signed by Connacht, and I fail to see how the IRFU might have wanted that to happen. Look, it's great for Will Connors. He will get played. It's great for Ireland, obviously, so he'll get an awful lot more time on the starting pitch, I'd imagine. And to be honest, I was a little bit shocked. He's a fantastic player. He's not one we definitely wanted to miss there, and he's a high impact bench player as well. But look, like I said about Larmour there as well, these lads just don't want to be starting on the bench. They don't want to be sitting on the bench. They want to be involved in the game. They want to be playing as much minutes as they can, and that's fair enough. But look, I think now we need to start telling Connacht to fake off because they're just going a bit crazy with signing Leinster players. Like first with Larmour, I didn't believe that, and now Will Connors. So, it's crazy, and they already have a few ex-Leinster men there as well. So do they not have enough? They have to go and take a good Kildare man off us now. But look, anyway, Connacht will benefit hugely from that. It's our loss, but it's also Ireland Rugby's benefit as well. So, look, best of luck to them, and I hope that Ardie Savea comes along for us. And actually, maybe he can bring Scott Robertson along with him. I wouldn't say no to an extra man who's been coaching the All Blacks for a long time. All right, folks, so women's games coming up this weekend as well. Wolfhounds versus Brighton Thunder is in the Celtic Challenge. That's this Saturday at 12 p.m. and that is in the Affidea Stadium in Belfast. So if you are around that area, please do try to attend that match. The Wolfhounds are on an absolute winning streak at the moment, and you'll get to see the Irish captain for the Six Nations, Aaron King, absolutely annihilate another team yet again. So it's great to see those play, and try to get to down to that Belfast Affidea Stadium to support the women. So yeah, that's her, folks. If you haven't already, as I normally say, please do follow us on social media. Please get involved. Put some comments into YouTube. Put some comment into Spotify. Let me know how you're finding the podcast. Let me know what's working. Let me know what's not working. I'm here to entertain and give my opinion, even if you don't want to hear it. But look, hope to see a load of fans over in Bayonne. I won't be there, unfortunately, but I'll be looking for that Sea of Blue, and the OLSC, the official Leinster Supporters Club, are always out there, and I think they're in transit currently, so it'd be great to see how they get on with handing out the flags and making a Sea of Blue over there. As always, folks, thanks for listening.